Please be seated.
The Water Authority Amendment Bill 2017.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the second reading of a bill for law to amend the Water Authority 2011 revision law as a consequence of the establishment of the Utility Regulation and Competition Office to transfer the Water Authority's economic regulatory responsibilities to the Utility Regulation and Competition Office and for incidental and connected purposes.
Does the Minister wish to speak thereto?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Water Authority Amendment Bill 2017 amends the 2011 revision law as a consequence of the establishment of the Utility Regulation and Competition Office. The Water Authority's economic regulatory responsibilities would be transferred to that office. These are just breeze right through. Everybody has agreed. Clauses 4 and 5, respectively, repeal Section 6 and 7 of the principal law to remove a number of the authority's regulatory powers, for example, the power to monitor and regulate the tariffs, rate structures, and terms and conditions for water supply and wastewater services charged to consumers. Similarly, Clause 7 of the bill repeals the Water Authority's power to make regulations in respect of certain matters. Mr. Speaker, may I just have 1 minute, sir?
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I was saying, clauses 4 and 5, respectively, and clauses 6 and 7 or rather clauses 6 and 7 are repealed. 6 and 7 of the main law are repealed by 4 and 5 to remove a number of the regulatory powers of the authority, such as the power to monitor and regulate the tariffs, the rate structures, and terms and conditions for water supply and wastewater services charged to consumers. Similarly, Clause 7 of the bill repeals the Water Authority's power to make regulation in respect of certain matters. Clause 9 contains certain transitional provisions of importance, are the provisions addressing any ongoing negotiations between the Water Authority and the concessionaires and providing for an orderly transfer of these matters to the office. Mr. Speaker, the bill also provides for the authority to collect statutory fees to fund its statutory functions, such as those of Water Resources Manager. This provides a transparent mechanism to separate its billings to consumers for the billing of water supply services as distinct from its regulatory duties. So, Mr. Speaker, this is just one more chain, or rather one more link in the chain of transfer with regards these series of water bills, which will allow the Utilities Regulation and Competition Office to take charge of the economic regulation of the water sector. And I do trust and hope that members will see it fit to support the bill.
Does any other member wish to speak? I call on the honorable member for East End.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, here, when I was speaking earlier, here is where these are the things that I pick out. Under the ERA, the CUC could not set rates without first submitting the all the returns to the ERA who would first approve it. There is no specific provisions here. The only thing we are doing is changing 7.4 to say, right now the authority may exercise its power to fix rates by reference to such matters and may adopt such methods and principles for the calculation and imposition of the charges as appear to the authority to be appropriate, but rates and charges for the provisions of water supply and wastewater services shall not be fixed or imposed without the prior written approval of the office. Now, what is the office using? What will the office use to determine that the rates are correct? You have a needs report, you have your last returns, and what have you. These are the things that I am extremely concerned about. I'm very concerned about it. What a water authority got to do? Just send piece of paper, something there and say, the office needs to scrutinize it like ERA used to do. And the approval, the submission goes there. What is the submission? In the ERA, it says what the submission must be. Those are the things I have grave concerns about because it's in the interest of the people.
Does any other member wish to speak? Does any other member wish to speak? If no other member wish to speak, does the mover of the bill wish to exercise the right of reply?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am very cognizant of the member's concerns that he's raising, but I say to him once more that when we go through each of these bills in tandem, he will see very clearly that all of the concerns that he speaks to are met. In the previous bill that we just discussed, that is the water sector regulation bill, is where the provisions for setting rates are located. In the previous bill. So, Mr. Speaker, let me just say this. I think we'd be, I certainly don't have a problem with the member airing his concerns, but I am certain, because I understand where he's coming from quite well. I'm certain when we go through one by one all of these. You understand quite well you can do anything to help us. That is the whole intention, sir. I don't want you cussing me when I'm not here. So, Mr. Speaker, I will record the concerns, but say to the member that when we go through all of the bills together, I think the picture will be a lot clearer. So I trust we can go to the vote now.
The question is that a bill shortly entitled the Water Authority Amendment Bill 2017 be given a second reading. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, no. The ayes have it. The Water Authority Amendment Bill 2017 has been given a second reading.
The Water Production and Supply Amendment Bill 2017.
Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, forgive me, sir.
No problem.
I beg to move the second reading for a bill to amend the Water Production and Supply Law 2011 as a consequence of the establishment of the Utility Regulation and Competition Office to transfer the Water Authority's licensing responsibilities to the Utility Regulation and Competition Office and for incidental and connected purposes.
The bill has been duly moved. Does the minister wish to speak thereto?
Mr. Speaker, the bill, the amending bill, seeks to transfer the power to grant and issue licenses under this law from the Water Authority to ERCO. And you will note, Mr. Speaker, that the amendment stipulates that the Cabinet shall consult with the Water Authority but that it may consult with the office in seeking advice on the grant of concessions. This maintains the Water Authority's statutory duty as an advisor to Cabinet on these matters, and that is simply the purpose of this amending legislation. and I would in advance just wish to thank all members for their support.
Does any other member wish to speak? Does any other member wish to speak? No other member wishes to speak. Does the mover of the bill wish to exercise his right of reply? The question is that a bill shortly entitled the Water Production and Supply Amendment Bill 2017 be given a second reading. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, no. The ayes have it. The Water Production and Supply Amendment Bill 2017 has been given a second reading.
The Wastewater Collection and Treatment Amendment Bill 2017.
Call on the Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the second reading of the Wastewater Collection and Treatment Amending Bill 2017.
The bill has been duly moved. Does the Minister wish to speak thereto?
Yes, sir. Mr. Speaker, these amendments are aimed to transfer the power to grant and issue licenses under this law from the Water Authority to the Utility Regulation and Competition Office. And the amendment stipulates once again, Mr. Speaker, that Cabinet shall consult with the Water Authority, but may consult with ERCO in seeking advice on the grant of concessions. And this maintains the Water Authority's statutory duty as an advisor to Cabinet on these matters. And once again, Mr. Speaker, I trust that members will see it fit to support the bill.
Does any other member wish to speak? Does any other member wish to speak? Does the mover of the bill wish to exercise his right of reply? The question is that a bill shortly entitled the Wastewater Collection and Treatment Amendment Bill 2017 be given a second reading. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, no. The ayes have it. The Wastewater Collection and Treatment Amendment Bill 2017 has been given a second reading.
Mr. Speaker.
I now call on the Honourable Minister for the adjournment of this Honourable House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the adjournment of this Honourable Legislative Assembly until 10 a.m. on Monday morning. I'm told to say sharp.
Very good. The question is that this Honourable House do now adjourn until 10 a.m. Monday. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, no. The ayes have it. This Honourable House now do stand adjourned until 10 a.m. Monday.